From what you've been able to tell, and you've been on places that's been on the receiving end of some serious military hardware, how does this stack up?
All right, mate. Well, I would suggest that this is just the beginning. This is Australia finally starting to try to explore its strengths and its limitations as a middle power. As we all know, we learned this in World War II, Australia cannot defend itself, right? Our entire defence policy is based on a big brother.
Defend itself against what do you mean? You know, an invasion?
Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. In World War II, our big brother was the United Kingdom until Winston Churchill basically betrayed us, and then it became the Americans. So this is the most aggressive defensive posture Australia could have possibly made. It is extremely provocative.
Yeah.
It's extremely aggressive. And I can tell you now, by the end of the day, the $270 billion bill will at least double or triple. But I can also tell you, we need this.
Mm. Well, to put this into perspective as well, so it's about $270 billion. That's going to be spent over a 10-year period. China spends that every year, every single year. That's how much it spends on its defence. So do you think this could inflame tensions at the moment between us and China?
Inflame? There's nothing to inflame. We are in a very tense space with China. Mm. This is an overt act, an overt signal, very declarative to China. What, do we think Papua New Guinea is going to be firing missiles at us? Do we think Indonesia is going to be firing missiles at us? Do we think that any of these countries are going to be sending submarines to disrupt our sea lanes? No, this is purely designed to become a composite part of a broader Western American-led policy of containment against China. Now, okay, we're starting to develop essentially an anti-missile capability. Now, if you look at Israel, Israel's a very, very small place.
The Iron Dome?
It has a very effective anti-missile capability called the Iron Dome. You shoot something at Israel, chances are it'll get shot down. Well, Australia's about the size of the continental United States. It's going to be very, very hard for us to develop an anti-missile capability that will be truly effective. Also, this notion of hypersonic weapons, I mean, it sounds great in a press release, but to date, the only nation on Earth that we know that's deployed hypersonic weapons is Russia. The Americans acknowledge they're at least 3 or 4 years behind in developing hypersonic technology, and Australia hasn't even begun. Hypersonic weapons will defeat any kind of missile protection that we create.
I've got about 30 seconds, Michael. I'm just so intrigued by this. So a hypersonic weapon, just explain that really simply if you can.
All right. A hypersonic weapon is, say, a missile that flies at 20 times the speed of sound. It can also maneuver. So it's not on just one track that you can project. They're very, very difficult to defeat. And right now, there is no protection against them.
Wow.
But Australia's done the right thing by trying to develop a missile shield. We are taking a step in the right direction. But trust me, it's a defensive step, but it's also a very aggressive step in the eyes of Beijing.